Hello, this is Bill McFadden from Tone Pure Music, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Symphony series brass solo instruments, which is included in the package. It contains the brass ensemble and the brass solo instruments. There's a cross grade for the ensemble and solo instruments for $149.50, which is expiring today, and the essentials contains for the trumpets, horns, 2 horns, solo trombone, solo tuba, and these are the various articulations, quite a few of them. And then, so we have sustains, staccatos, sforzandos, swells, and so on. And then in the solo instruments, in the series edition, this is actually a misprint. They don't have aleatoric clusters, discords, flourishes, stabs, sweeps, and more. That's for the ensembles. But in the solos, they have the 2 sustains for the tuba, 3 kinds of sustains for the trombone, 3 sustains for the solo horn 1, and a mute, as well as 3 sustains for the solo horn 2, and several sustains as well as mutes for the solo trumpet. And they also have staccato articulations for the solo tuba, as well as solo trombone, as you can see. So quite a few additional articulations. And also what you get with the full edition, the series edition, is the legato, true legato, whereas in the essentials edition, you're just getting a simulated legato. So here you have the sforzandos and some bends and so on. By the way, the aleatoric articulations are for the series edition, the ensemble edition. And then in addition to that, you have for the solo tuba, these articulations, the solo trombone, these articulations. So a lot of bends and sweeps and falls and flutters. And that's your cross grade price expiring today, unless it's extended July the 1st, 2018. Now, if you have complete 2 through 11, complete 8 through 11 ultimate, or Symphony series brass, Symphony series woodwind, or Symphony series string ensemble, you can cross grade to one of the other libraries, and there's a $300 cross grade that gives you all 6, which includes percussion, which isn't listed here. So you get the brass series, which consists of the ensembles and solos. The woodwind consists of the ensemble and solos. The strings is just an ensemble. And then you also get the percussion, the Symphony series percussion, if you do the $300 upgrade. Gives you all 6 libraries. So continuing with now what they sound like, let's go ahead and listen to the Brass Quartet Essential. So there we have it. Now if you go to the ensemble view, you see that we have, we can adjust the level of the tuba, trombone, horn, and trumpet in this Quartet edition, or Quartet patch. So there's your tuba, trombones, horns, and trumpets. Then you have your articulations listed here, as you can see. Now let's go ahead and pull up the Quartet series to do a comparison. Now, the other thing you get in the Quartet series is as you notice, we have 4 mic positions. We have the stereo, the close, the mid, and the far. In addition, in the Essentials version, you just have the stereo, basically. So here's your articulations for the Essentials, and then if you go to Performance, you have about the same number of articulations in the brass quartet version. So the primary difference would be the mic positions. You have more mic positions there in the full edition, the series edition. Let's move on to the individual instruments. So as we take a look at the Horn 1 Essential, we see that here's your sustain articulation in the Essential, Horn 1. And here's your sustain in the full version. And as you look at the articulations, you see in the display here, we have 3 kinds of sustain in the Essentials version. And we have 3 kinds, the same 3 sustains in the full version. And also, if we go over to staccatos, we see we have 5 different kinds of staccatos, and we see the same 5 in the full version. Actually, the staccato, there's your staccato triple tone, so you sort of match them up. And then we have, in terms of expressions, we have these sforzandos and swells. And if you look over here, you have your sforzandos and swells. So it looks like we have close to the same number of articulations. And so we listen to the sustain. Let's take a look at, let's go back. Let's go to the staccatos. Here would be your staccato velocity. And then I'll select the staccato velocity over here as well. So the main thing I'm doing is using the same mic. We do in the full version have 3 additional mics. So I'm just using the stereo mic now for comparison. So as you can see, they sound pretty much the same in the one mic. The primary difference would be you have these additional mics that you can use. Now the other primary difference is you also have a staccato patch, or sorry, legato patch, true legato. Whereas here you're simulating, in the Essential version, you're simulating legato. Whereas in the full version, you actually have a true legato patch as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at, now Horn 2 is going to be pretty much the same articulations, same difference versus mic positions. Yeah, 4 in the full version and 1 in the Essential. So let's move on to the legato patch, which is only available in the full edition. Actually, let's do the series, the Horn 1 legato. So here it is. Let's see. We'll select it. As you see, we do have the four mic positions. I'll go ahead and select some of those, all of them. there's your legato patch in the full version. So let's compare the trombone essential and the trombone full version. So here's the sustain patch. And then here's your sustain for trombone full. So as you can see, they sound really identical, but we're just using the mic, the one mic position. So in the full, we could add in the close. Now, if you look at the articulations, the sustains, you have 3 there, and then if we go to the articulations here, we see we have the same 3 sustains, staccatos, and then staccatos here. So you have 4 or 7. Here you have 7. And then your expressions, your sforzandos and swells, pretty much over here, sforzandos and swells. So same basic articulations. Let's we looked at sustain. Let's take a look at staccato velocity here, and then in the staccatos, staccato velocity here. So here's your essentials. So there is a quick comparison. Here's your staccato triple tongue in the essentials. As you can see, they're going to be pretty much the same in the large edition unless you use mic positions. Staccato, sforzando. You have to give it a chance. Swell fast. Tongue stop. And you can adjust the speed. So that's a quick look at the trombones. Let's take a look at the trumpets. So here's your essential, and here's your full version. Sustain here. Sustain piano. Let's do sustain piano as well over here. So here's your series. Let's do, so you see they're pretty much the same. Staccato, triple tongue. And here's your staccatos. Here's staccato, triple tongue. And then we have we can go through a few more. As you see, they're very similar. Here's the Harmon Mute, which is, we'll do that in the essential. May not have the mute in too many other libraries. Here's a sustain mute. And here's a cup mute. Staccato with a Harmon Mute. And here's a staccato cup wah. And then we have here's a tongue stop. We'll listen to that. And if we go to the 16th, So as we compare the articulations, you see we have our three sustains here. In the mute, we have the Harmon straight mute and the cup mute. And then over here, the same thing, we have those mutes. That's the mute triple tongue there. And then you have more mutes in the staccato, so they're slightly different the way they arrange them, but it looks like you have the same articulations. There's your sforzandos and your swells. So let's take a look at the tubas, and then we'll get into the legatos. We did the horn legato, we'll get into the trombone and trumpet legatos, tuba legatos. So here's your tubas. So there's the full version, which has the 4 mics and true legato, which we'll listen to shortly. So here are your articulations in the essential and your articulations. So if we go sustains, we have 2 kinds of sustains there. And in the essential, and we have staccatos. We have your sustain here, sustain forte, and your sustain piano as well. So there they are. And then also you have your staccatos in the basics. So you got your, looks like 5 different kinds of staccatos, and about the same in the advanced. So, and then the expressions, you have 5 there. And looks like we have the 5 there as well. So let's hear what the sustains sound like. So here's sustained piano in both. And we'll go ahead and start with the essential version. Notice there was really no difference in going from essential with the same mic positions, or the same mics. Only one for the essential, but we've only used 1 so far. If we can add in the close, turn down the volume a little bit. So there we have let's take a look at a staccato. Here's a staccato velocity. And then over here, go to the performance, and there's a staccato velocity. So let's compare those. Here's the essential. Remember, we have a close mic on now on the tuba in the extended series. Okay. So you have your other articulations. We're just getting into the basic structure and gives you a general idea how they compare. Then they're very similar. It's just that you have mic positions and you have legato. So we looked at the legato for the horns before. That's native instruments. This is horn 1. So that's the full version. And notice I've got all the mics engaged. So we're doing true legato now. So it's a smooth connectedness. Also, here's a legato for the trombone. from Trumpet, Legato. All mics are engaged. And then we have the tuba legato. And they do crossfade with the mod wheel between the different dynamic levels. So that pretty wraps up. Let's go ahead and do one more thing with the tuba in the essential versions. We'll look at a few more of the articulations. Here's your sforzando. Here's your swell. Swell fast. Crescendo. Staccato. Double tone. Staccato tone. Staccato fast, or forte. And then the expressions we looked at, and then sustains, just the two sustains, basically the same thing here. This is a little louder. So this is Bill McFadden. If you like this video, please click like. If you wish to subscribe, then please subscribe. And also there will be a follow-up video comparing 4 different kinds, the 4 solo instruments we looked at, with the main ones in the field, the Spitfire horns, the orchestral tool horns, and the Vienna Symphonic Library horns. So that video will be coming up shortly, and we can do a horn comparison between other libraries. So Bill McFadden signing off from Tone Pure Music.